Hello and welcome to all to the VHS e-learning platform where we study about the nursing subjects. So myself Ankita, assistant professor in mental health nursing and also co-author of VHS Nurses Dictionary. Here we are going to start the new subject that is mental health nursing, or you can say the psychiatric nursing. One thing I would like to tell you, the whole syllabus of mental health nursing will be strictly as per the syllabus recommended by Indian Nursing Council. So today, the very first unit we are going to begin with. And the first unit of mental health nursing is Introduction to Mental Health Nursing or Psychiatric Nursing, right? So let's begin with the unit. Okay. Whenever we talk about mental health nursing, the term that strikes our mind is always the psychiatry, right? Psychiatry is basically a term which is coined by John Christian Real. John Christian Real. He gave this term for the very first time in 1808. And this psychiatry term is basically taken from the Greek word. Two Greek words make up this term psychiatry. First one is the psyche and another one is the iatria. So what is the psyche? Somewhat name is clear. It is related to mind or the soul, right? And iatria means it is healing. Then simply the meaning become healing of the mind or the soul, right? It's just a general definition of psychiatry, but when it comes to the scientific definition of psychiatry, it is that branch of medicine which basically deals or connected with the diagnosis, treatment and prevention of mental illness. That is concerned with the mental illness that focuses on prevention, diagnosis and treatment of the mentally ill individual or mental illness. Simple definition. Now, whenever we talk about psychiatric nursing or mental health nursing, what does it mean? Okay, so name is clarifying that psychiatric nursing is that specialized area of nursing where we mainly focuses on the promotion of the mental health, prevention of the mental illness and rehabilitation or treatment of the mentally ill individual, those who are suffering with the mental disorders, and help them to recover to the optimum level and improve the quality of life they are spending, they are living with. So ultimately, in short, if I say what psychiatric nursing means, it is that field of nursing, specialized area of nursing that mainly focuses on the mental health promotion, its prevention of the mental illness, and rehabilitating and making the patient to rehabilitate to the optimum level to the pre-morbid state of functioning, as well as to help them to recover and improve their quality of life. Okay, this psychiatric nursing definition may be asked in the exam in the 1 mark note or a 2 mark note. So you should know its definition clearly, right? Next, definition of mental health. Simply, we can say mental health is nothing but a kind of adaptability or adjustment of an individual. Adjustment to what? The coming changes or transition in his life. So, Carl Menninger has given in 1947, he has given the definition of mental health. He said that it is an adjustment of the human being to the world, to each other, and with the maximum of effectiveness and happiness, which simply means that when an individual who is mentally healthy, he'll be able to adjust with his surroundings, with other people living around him with the maximum of happiness, and he is adjusting with the coming changes, transitions in his life. Okay, that is the simple meaning of mental health. Another definition, WHO has given another definition of mental health. According to WHO, it states that when an individual is able to recognize or realize his abilities, his strength, and his potential, he is utilizing these potential to cope up with the daily stresses of life, which can be the daily stresses of life or anything, and he can work productively. Productively means whatever he is doing, whatever action he is putting, that is bringing some kind of outcome in his life and is able to make contribution to the community. He is well aware about his surroundings, the people, society living around him, and he is able to maintain that IPR and healthy relationship. He is able to build healthy relationship with the people living around him, maybe his family, neighbors, or in the work setting. That is a simple definition of mental health, which is given by WHO. Right? Next, after the definition, we are going to deal with the components of mental health, which is also important topic that may be asked in the exam in short notes. So mainly components, what does it means? Components means what are the elements or give the perspective to mental health. So first of all, we are going to discuss about the three main components of mental health. The first one is the ability to accept self. As this picture is indicating that self acceptance, or you can say the self love. Unless you love yourself, you accept yourself as you are, nobody is gonna do that for you. Okay, so acceptance means you are accepting your being as in your physical characteristics, your psychological characteristics, and as a whole you accept yourself. So that can be the major component of your mental health. Okay, so self acceptance is very must to be mentally healthy, because self acceptance will lead you to further goal setting in life. Okay, then comes the another component is the capacity to feel right towards others. That simply means a person who is mentally healthy, he will be having empathetic attitude toward other. Okay, the person who is mentally healthy, he is understanding in nature for the other people, as well as that person will be having the positive toward a positive attitude toward other. He will be optimistic and he will always be conveying a respecting attitude toward other. That simply signify the attitude, right attitude toward the other people. Then another third component is the ability to fill the life task. That simply means a mentally healthy individual has capability to set goals, to make decisions, and when they set the goals, they start working toward those goals. And there will be two type of outcome which will come out of the goal setting. That one will be they get successful in goal setting, then they work toward further goals. If they fail, then they re-evaluate the situation, why did they fail, and then further re-evaluation starts on and they start reworking on the same goals. Okay, so these are the self acceptance, then capacity to feel right toward other, and the ability to fulfill the life task are the main three components in the mental health. Hopefully it is understood. Next come towards the next topic is indicators of mental health. Indicators are the signs which indicates that person is mentally healthy. How you get to know? So a mentally healthy individual most importantly have that trait or feature, very important, that is self esteem. Self esteem is nothing but it is a self worth. Okay, self worth means how you see or how you consider yourself in your own eyes. आप खुद की नज़र में खुद की कितनी वैल्यू रखते हैं और खुद को कितना वर्दी समझते हैं, दैट इज़ अ मीनिंग ऑफ सेल्फ एस्टीम. ठीक है, यू विल बी हैविंग पॉजिटिव सेल्फ एस्टीम इफ यू वैल्यू योर सेल्फ टू द ऑप्टिमम लेवल. Right? If you value less yourself, then self-esteem will be low. So to be mentally healthy, self-esteem is a very important indicator of one of the major component. You should have self-esteem, positive self-esteem. You should have to be mentally healthy. Even in real life, you should have the positive self-esteem to for further achieving of the goals. Right? Then comes the personal growth. Personal growth is another indicator of mental health. Why? Personal growth simply means a mentally healthy individual always work on self-improvement. ठीक है. He will always make decisions according to his previous failures. He will work toward the self improvement. He will work toward the how he can further, in simple sentence we can say a better version of yourself. How you can be the better version of yourself. A mentally healthy person thinks like this. He want to be the best version of himself and keep on improving himself with the passage of time. Only then personal growth is achieved. When a mentally healthy individual, another indicator is perception of reality. Okay, a mentally healthy individual is we can say he can accurately interpret his environment, and his environment can be the events, situations, or you can say the people who are living around him. He will have the accurate perception or interpretation of these events, people, and situations. He does not live in the imaginary world where he imagines that his goals are achieved. He works on that. He lives in reality and work toward the goals, right? Then another indicator is also important, autonomy. Auto means self. So mentally healthy individuals are always a self decision maker, right? It simply means self decision maker. They do not depend upon other individual to take decision for themselves. They take the decision, they implement them, and they further lead on life. They are not dependent upon anybody. Then environmental mastery. What does this mean? Environmental mastery means mentally healthy individuals are handling the challenges in life very effectively. They are coping with the coming challenges very effectively. They know how to deal with the people. They know how to maintain the IPR and build up the relationship with the people. They are totally have developed that mastery over this particular trait, right? Now, integration. Okay, integration simply means a mentally healthy individual has that we can say correspondence or the equality between his various aspects of life. He is emotionally balanced. He is at the same time he is interacting with the people properly. So all the aspects of life he is carrying in a very correspondence and equal manner without any hindrance or obstacles in any aspect of the life. He is well integrated with the society as well. He is well integrated with his work setting, his professional life, his personal life, his emotional life. He is well equal. He is handling all these aspects in a very equal manner, right? So these are the 6 indicators that we have discussed so far. Now let's study about the very important topic which can be asked in the exams as a characteristics of mentally healthy person. Simple hai, and a mentally healthy person is like what activities or what main feature he contains. First of all, sense of personal worth. Okay, a mentally healthy individual is having that self acceptance. He knows his value. He knows his potential, what he can do, and to what level he can do the things or achieve the objectives. He does not have any self doubt related to himself. He gives himself the value, and his self esteem is always on the optimum level, right? Then another characteristic is sense of responsibility. A mentally healthy individual is an autonomous person. He takes action, he set the goals, take action, make the decisions, and take the responsibility or why he took particular action, as well as he never blame another individual for his failure in life, right? They have sense of responsibility toward their maybe the professional work, sense of responsibility towards their family. So they are kind of, you can say, a well balanced person who handle every aspect of life with the responsibilities, right? Personal security. A mentally healthy individual, he'll feel safe when in the crowded places or when interacting with the people. Okay, that is the sense of security that he feels whenever he try to communicate with people or other individual. He never feel unsafe. He will feel that safety around him. Okay, whereas in mentally unhealthy person, this feature will not be present. Problem solving skills, simple. A mentally healthy individual is basically act or behave like a critical thinker, right? They can critically analyze the situation and take out other alternatives through which they can solve their everyday problem or any problem related to personal or professional life. Okay, then they have the ability to make adjustment, which is a very first feature we studied in the definition. Adaptability is one of the major feature or characteristics. They do not hesitate to adapt to the changing situations in life, because, as for example, when we were very young, school going, we started from the home, we started going to the school. There we adjusted that how to live separately for 4 to 5 hours from the parents. Then gradually we became teenagers, then we started going to the college, then hostel. So these are the transition which came into our life, and we have adjusted them. We have adjusted ourselves very effectively with them. Okay, that is a kind of adjustment you make in your life, and mentally healthy individual contain all these characteristics. Other characteristics, you can say, give and accept love. Okay, simple. A mentally healthy individual know how to show affection, emotions towards some situation or people. They are not apathetic kind of person. They know how to handle the situation, how to handle the emotions, and where to show the emotions. They want to receive the same in return. Okay, they are capable of giving love to other person. They always live in reality. Okay, reality orientation is there. Another feature is show emotional maturity. Emotional stability is very important feature of a mentally healthy individual. Why? Because they know how to tackle their emotions, how to balance their emotions, and in particular situation, how to behave emotionally, where to cry, where to laugh, where to stay silent, and where to show empathy. A mentally healthy individual is just, you can say, he is very well known to these particular things. Develop the philosophy of life. A mentally healthy individual have some philosophy, have some objectives in life. They have some goal setting, okay? And they have developed that what they want to become in life, where their life is going to take place after 5 years, 10 years. They have developed that philosophy completely in mind, and they are sorted, well sorted what they are going to do in life, okay? Then another feature or characteristic is balanced life activities. Okay, as I told you earlier, a mentally healthy individual is having that sense of balance or equilibrium among his all the aspects of life, physical aspects, emotional aspects, and you can say the social aspect. It's not like he'll be master in one area and just dumb in another area. He balanced all the aspect very nicely, very effectively. Okay. For example, he is carrying the household responsibilities for his parents, for his family. At the same time, he is handling his job work pressure also. At the same time, he is interacting with his children properly, and then emotionally he is balanced. So that balance is very important to be maintained to be mentally healthy person, right? So these are the characteristics we have studied so far. Now let's study about the mental illness, right? Exactly whatever we have studied, now the positive aspects of mental health, like what is mental health, it is important, why it is important. Now we are going to study opposite to that. That is mental illness, or you can simply say opposite to mental health. Mental illness is nothing but maladaptive responses, or you can say maladaptability of the individual. When a person is not able to adapt or adjust to the coming changes or transition in his life, he is said to be mentally unhealthy or mentally ill, because he will be having that stressor. He is not able to adjust to those stressors. That stressor could be internal as well as external. What does external and internal means? Internal stress can be like overthinking his own thoughts, which are coming into his mind and disturbing him again and again. He's not able to control his own thoughts, own emotions. That is internal stressor. When we talk about the external stressor, that could be the work life pressure, job setting pressure, pressure from the peer mates or the family. So these are the things which are externally affecting the individual. So when his response is maladaptive to the stressor, that can be internal or external stressor, which are evidenced through the thoughts, feelings, and behavior, which are going to interfere with the individual's social, occupational, and physical functioning, right? Simply external and internal stressor which are coming into person life, and he's not able to adjust to them, and these maladjustment is simply shown or evidenced by the alteration in the thinking, then alteration in the feeling, thoughts, as well as behavior of the person, and which are ultimately going to affect his overall functioning of the life. That can be physical, social, and the mental functioning. Okay, that is a simple definition of mental illness. Now, WHO has given its the definition of the mental illness in 2001. What it stated that WHO has signified it as a mental disorders, mental and behavioral disorder. According to WHO, mental and behavioral disorders are kind of mental illness, which is actually a clinically significant condition, means clinically evidenced situation, which is mainly characterized by alteration or changes in the thinking pattern, mood and emotions, or the behavior, which is mainly associated with the personal distress or impaired functioning. Simply when the any personal stress or functioning, maybe physical, social, or mental functioning is interrupted, that disturbance in the functioning will lead to alteration in the thoughts, feeling, and behavior of the individual, and they are basically clinically evidenced. Okay, that is the definition given by WHO. Now, mental illness criteria has been given by the WHO itself. WHO stated that when we are going to say that person is mentally ill, so two main criteria has been given. First one is the disturbance in the daily activities. The sufferer or the mentally ill person, he'll be having a very much, we can say, disorganized daily routine. He'll be having the routine as well as normal functioning, like day to day routine, we can say the daily routine of our life, from waking up till going to the office. That small routine or daily routine will be disturbed, as well as the person will not be able to manage his behavior, and the behavior will be disorganized. So it is a one criteria, one aspect. Another aspect, along with the self distress, person will cause distress to other also. Like an individual behavior will cause problem to the other individual. That can be his office peer mates, that can be his family. For example, there is a person who is alcoholic, and his behavior is being disruptive toward the family, right? So that emotional changes or emotional disturbance can also will also affect the family along with the individual himself, right? These are the two main criteria which is given by WHO. Now let's study about the general criteria for mental disorders, right? In mental disorder, how you can generally classify that this is a particular characteristics or trait which is signifying that person is having a mental illness, right? So let's study about the general criteria. सबसे पहले dissatisfaction with the one's characteristics and abilities and accomplishment. This simply states that a person who is mentally unhealthy, or you can say having the mental disorder, he will never be self-satisfied. He will always be dissatisfied with self. The self-esteem will be very low among such individual, and these people are never satisfied with the accomplishment or any achievement they have made in life. They think that something is still lacking in them and they are not satisfied with the overall aspects of life, right? Another criteria, ineffective or unsatisfying relationship. As I told you earlier, unless you are satisfied or you are in self-love, you will not be able to achieve other goals of life. Same thing here. When a person is not satisfied with himself, he will not be able to maintain the IPR, the interpersonal relationship with the individual, with the society, with or the people who are surrounding him, right? He will not be able to build relationship with them. This is another criteria. And individual is having dissatisfaction with one's place. One's place means he will not be satisfied with whatever he has achieved in life, and he'll be like the self-esteem will be low in such individual, because he'll be like, I have not achieved this thing has been remained. तो ऐसे person क्या करते हैं कि life में मैंने जो achieve करना था, when they look back into the life, they think that they have not achieved what they targeted to achieve. So that feeling of guilt always remain in their heart. That's why their self-esteem seems to be low in such cases. Another criteria is ineffective coping or adaptation to the life event. As so many times so far we have studied that adaptation is lacking in mentally ill person, whereas adaptation was the main key feature in mental health, but adaptation is lacking in case of mentally ill person or person with mental disorder. They are not adapting to the changes. For example, a person with mental disorder will even depend upon another individual just to make small decisions of his life. What to wear today, where to go today. So all these things are coming under this point. Okay. Another criteria is lack of personal growth. As I said, opposite to mental health, a mentally sick or mentally ill person will not be able to achieve further goal. He will not be able to make self-improvement, because these kind of individual are not able to accept the self-criticism. Instead, self-improvement is lacking just because they are not working upon them. They are always having low self-esteem, due to which they are just keep on overthinking the things, and the goals they are going to set remains at the same place. They are not able to achieve them properly, right? So this is the general criteria for mental disorders. Dissatisfaction with the life, not able to build relationship, then self-esteem is very low, they are not able to adapt, and thus personal growth is lacking in such individual, right? So warning signs, next we are going to study about the warning signs of mental illness. Okay, warning signs are what? Warning signs are kind of early symptoms or early signs which you can detect in a patient by observing their behavior. That person is getting prone to mental illness or not. First one is a marked personality change. Being an observer, you will notice that another individual who is prone to mental illness has started showing some behavior fluctuations, like how he used to perform or act earlier now has changed to something disorganized kind of behavior, right? Okay, next warning sign is a strange idea. Strange idea can be a disorganized pattern of thinking that you will see in person behavior. For example, in psychiatry, we usually study the person's thinking, when the thinking of the person is disrupted, they will start using some awkward words, like which doesn't exist in the reality actually. Okay, those ideas, strange ideas, maybe in the form of hallucinations. Like person may say that I hear some kind of voices, and maybe that in case of delusional thinking, that delusions we will further study in the disorders. So these kind of ideas when start existing in a person, and he will start verbalizing about such ideas to you, you should take it as a warning sign of mental illness or mental disorder, right? Excessive anxiety, okay, this is another warning sign. And anxiety is some kind of anxiety is taken as a neurotic disorder, जहाँ पे person seems to be very much anxious even with the small stresses of life. Like some people take the stress so seriously, and such kind of individual will take anxiety, will be so much anxious even with the small changes in life, right? So earlier आप देखोगे कि person ऐसा नहीं था, and now he takes so much, he seems to be so much anxious with the small events or small changes in the life. You can compare that earlier pre-morbid state of the person to the current situation, and you can analyze, yes, person is getting prone to mental illness. Then prolonged depression and apathy. Depression means now slowly you will see that the person has started cutting himself or isolating himself from the society, from his family, from the friends. That is the prolonged, due to prolonged depression. And another one is apathy. Apathy means losing interest, losing, having a lack of motivation among individual, and the person feel disconnected emotionally. Okay, so such kind of person are said to be apathetic persons. So these kind of behavior changes you will start seeing in a person as a warning sign of mental illness. Now next one is the marked changes in eating or sleeping pattern. Simple hai. The sleeping pattern in the pre-morbid state means pre-morbid in the sense when the person did not have any illness or suffering, how the sleeping pattern used to be and now currently how it is, that changes you will start noticing in a person if he is mentally he is prone to mental illness, right? Extreme mood swings you will get to see, high or low mood fluctuations, also one of the symptom of the mental illness, that mood fluctuation you will get to see in such kind of persons. Okay, abuse or alcohol or drugs, abuse of alcohol or drugs. Now person who is having the mental illness or prone to mental illness will start using or abusing some kind of drugs, alcohol abuse. So these are the certain kind of warning sign you can get to see. जैसे कि एक पर्सन alcoholic, he never used any alcohol, he never abused any drug or overdosage of drug, but now he is getting prone to alcohol. He is consuming, he will start consuming alcohol daily. So such kind of changes you will observe in that person. Then excessive anger and hostility or violent behavior. Now person as a warning sign, अब कैसा हो गया है? Now in the current situation he is getting angry at small things, as well as hostility means aggression toward others, toward self or others. So that aggression or violent behavior can be related to self or related to other. Okay, so these are the certain warning signs that you should try to look into the person so that mental illness can be early detected, right? Now next, study about the sign and symptoms of mental illness, right? In mental illness you will see impaired judgment and reality perception. Simple. So such individual who are mentally ill, they are not able to analyze the situation, not able to judge the situation and make decision in life. They are reality disoriented person, right? Next is the irresistible behavior. Irresistible behavior indicates what? Means such kind of individual are having can see irresistible behavior in terms of psychomotor disturbances. Such individuals are so much they are having so much disturbance in their psychomotor activity that they will not be able to sit still, and the mind and physical coordination will be disturbed. Okay, then self-harming behavior. Such kind of individual start to harm themselves because it is due to the it is due to the effect of mental illness. Then disturbance in the psychomotor behavior. Okay, psychomotor behavior means when the person is getting into the mental illness, the coordination, the balance that mind and body has created will be disturbed itself, right? Because thinking is not, person is not able to think properly, so mind and body is not able to cooperate with each other. Then psychomotor behavior in terms of hyperactive movement, aggression, or throwing some things on another person, this kind of behavior can be seen as a symptom of mental illness. Disturbance in the intellectual functioning is another sign and symptom. You can observe that person has now the intellectual aspect has been disturbed. Okay, that is also due to the effect of mental illness. Like earlier person used to be very intellectual in some particular thing. Now he has started forgetting the things. That is all because of the mental illness effect. Impaired reality perception, reality disorientation will be seen in such kind, means as well as insight is absent in such kind of individual, right? They are not oriented or reality oriented, maybe to the place, to the event, and to the people. Okay, that disruption has taken place in as a mental sign and symptom.